Hi, kids. This activity is called Make a Meter, and each page is going to look something like this, where you have a series of strings that are kind of curled together, um, and you're going to have to figure out different ways to combine them to make 1 meter. Okay? You don't need a ruler or anything. You're not going to be trying to measure these yourselves because they tell you how long each one of those strings are. Now, one of the tricky parts on this is, as you might have seen as we go through A, B, C, and D, they're not all the same unit. So you are going to have to do a little converting, okay? So we see that, I see there's centimeters, mm millimeters, centimeters, and dm is decimeters, okay? Now, do you know how many, for example, how many millimeters are in a centimeter? 10, right? We need 10 millimeters to make 1 centimeter. So 150 millimeters, we would have to divide by 10 to figure out how many centimeters that would be, which I think I should do first because that'll help me out. So 150 divided by 10. So to me, this is the same as 15 centimeters. And now that I've got that down, that'll help me with my converting and with my adding them together. And then decimeters, do you know the relationship between centimeters and decimeters? We need 10 centimeters to make 1 decimeter. So it's kind of the opposite, where we have to divide by 10 on our millimeters to get centimeters. We have to multiply our decimeters by 10 to figure out centimeters. So that one's pretty easy. 4 times 10, that would give us 40 centimeters. Okay? Now that all of my strings are centimeters, it's going to make this bottom part easier. So the first two are basically the same. Strings blank and blank have a total length of 1 meter. So I need to find 2 different ways to combine 2 different strings to make a meter. Now again, we're going from, we got all these to be centimeters, but now we're talking about meters. How many centimeters are in a meter? 100, right? So really all I'm doing is I'm looking through these to find 2 numbers that if I add them together, they're going to give me 100. Can you find one? Can you find one way to pick 2 of these lengths to give me 100? I think I found 2 ways. The first way right here, I see A is 75 and D is 25. I know 75 plus 25 is 100. So I'm going to say A and D. And the other way, I got 60 and I got 40. That makes 100. Ooh, that's a good C. C and E would be the other way to do that. Now the last one is, now I need to pick 3. Okay, now I can reuse some strings up here that I've already used here, obviously, because this would be, what, 7 blanks and only 5 strings. But now looking through here, can you find 3 strings that if you put them together would give you your meter? I think I found a way. I know that when I put C and E together, that was 60 and 40. That got me 100. Well, if I look at B and D, 15 and 25, that gives me 40 when I put it together, right? 15 plus 25, that's 40. So 40 plus 60, that gives me my 100. So if I need to put B, C, and D to give me a meter as well. B, C, and D. That looks like a P. Don't worry about that. It's a D, I promise. So that's how this activity is going to go. Again, the first thing I would do is find those measurements that are not centimeters and convert them. Get everything on the page to be in centimeters and go from there.